Welcome back to Melody Loves Death Metal. Happy Friday. I did not do the double upload the other day like I said I was going to in my video. And the reason for that is I recorded a response to Authors of Madness for a video that he had uploaded that day. And the audio was off. I uploaded it to the channel. Didn't make it public yet because I just, I upload it first and I do all the details and then I make it go live. And generally, for the most part, I watch my recording while I'm uploading it. And as I'm watching the recording, I started to notice that the audio was off. Not too sure how that happened. I don't know. I record directly to my laptop. So then I just was like, well, that's it. Scrapped it, deleted it. And then yesterday I never was able to get a chance to do it because I was really busy with everything, with work and stuff. So then I was like, well, fuck this. I'm not doing it anymore. So no response video to Authors of Madness right now. But if I ever get motivation again, maybe I'll do it another time. But that is not the purpose of this video today. Today I am going to be talking about some awesome releases that are still available. And it piqued my interest in this and just to kind of make more of a conversational video too. But horror movies and death metal, they go together like cock and balls, okay? Like that's just the thing. Like, and there are so many bands that these days that really just, try and clone this iconic legendary band that, brought us horror movies, paying homage to them in their music. Fulci is another one that is very popular right now that has done that. But, Mortician for me is where I, first started getting into death metal that was similar to this. Obviously, there are a lot of other legendary bands that have done that, legacy bands. I'm not saying they're the first ones to do it. I know that. Chill out. But these are the ones, like, Mortician is known for that. Like, just people are like, oh yeah, they're the horror movie band. Yeah, and I know like the criticism of Mortician, not everybody gets into them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're not here to talk about Mortician. I'm just using it as an example. So, anyway, this band has now created a lot of clones, and just other like has influenced other bands to go along that same route of doing horror movie themed death metal, and paying homage to the old cult classics and stuff like that. And some of these releases that I got today are essentially that. And I've talked about two of these bands already on here, but there's new releases now that Iron Fortress has put out that are so cool that I was so floored when I opened the package this week. I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I ordered this because it's so cool. I know some of this stuff is still available, so, go and buy it after you listen to the music and you decide you like it. Go and buy it because once it's gone, I'm pretty sure it'll be gone for a while. But the first thing is, I showed off this split a while back of Blood Rage and Charred Remains, two bands who I was not familiar with at all. Blood Rage is a new death metal band from the UK who I just learned about through Iron Fortress, and then now I'm seeing that they also were associated with Frozen Screams as well, who I've now, built a fandom of over and been hunting their stuff and trying to get it. Well, Iron Fortress made easy on me and repressed their first full-length album that came out last year, Welcome to Crimson Pines. And along Halloween time, this went up for pre-order, so this would have been perfect for a Halloween episode, but I didn't have it yet. And generally when I see, because a couple of labels have done stuff like this before, Frozen Screams is one of those labels I think of, and then this is a split release between them, so there you go. Generally when I see something like this, I'm like, I'll just buy the cassette tape. I don't want to spend an extra $15 or $20 depending on what it is. I just want the cassette tape. I don't care to, have the like specialness of it. But this really was like, no, I'm getting that because I really like this album. I really like this band, and this is a pretty cool collector's item, and it just immediately brought back so much nostalgia in my life. So when I got the package a couple of days ago, we're sitting in our kitchen, I'm tearing open the package, and my wife's just sitting there, and we're just talking and catching up about what happened for the day and stuff like that. And she doesn't care about any of this shit that I collect. And I open this and I take it out of the box, and she looks at me and she goes, "Did you order a VHS tape?" And I said, "I did not. This is a cassette tape." So this is newly released repressing of Welcome to Crimson Pines, Blood Rage's first full length album, like I just said. done in this VHS tape VHS tape case. It's a split release with Frozen Scream, so it was a collaboration. Obviously, only limited to 25 units, and I got number 7. And just the nostalgia of holding this and seeing it, and just how well done it is, from the artwork on the outside of the box to what I'm about to show you what's inside it, just was like, oh my god, I miss collecting these, because I used to have a big collection of VHS tapes that were all horror movies. And back in the days of Blockbuster, you could walk into the horror section and you would just see these bad boys sitting on the shelf, and you did blind renting because you didn't know what any of these movies were. Social media wasn't a thing, and you just would base it off of the cover. Go home and watch these god awful horror movies, and you just loved it. Like, as a horror fiend, you loved it. And then when it got to the point where Blockbuster was selling them, they were selling their used VHS tapes in store, I was buying them. And I had a huge collection of these, and I don't anymore, and I hate it. And this made me really wish I had kept them, and now kind of want to going and trying to find them again. I'm not going to. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole of collecting horror movies. However, I do still have like 2 boxes of DVDs, so maybe someday I'll do a video and show you all my horror movie collection. A lot of people really like that stuff in my subscriber base, and several other YouTubers have done that, and it's a big thing. So here it is. It's so cool. This is by far my absolute favorite thing that I have bought in my collection so far. Like, I love it. You open it up, and just the way it's done is done so well. Comes like this. It has a zine on top of it, a very special zine that you only get with this. This zine is very, very cool. We'll get to that in a minute. And then housed in this little foam padding is the actual cassette tape itself. Now, I put the cassette tape in here just to show you this is actually going to go on my shelf, and this is just going to be displayed on top of my shelf. But this is the cassette tape itself. This is pretty straightforward death metal, gore-soaked death metal. Not in the vein of Mortician at all. It's not like Drum Machine or anything like that. It is just your straightforward, very good, very well put together, brutal, heavy as hell, filthy horror death metal. They do it very well. This album is so good. I am a huge fan of this band, to the point now where I went and hunted some other things and got some other stuff, which I'll show you. And then here's the tape, the red tape with the sticker, the Frozen Screams imprint, and then Iron Fortress right there. My camera's not focusing. I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then here is the J card. The artwork is done by the guitarist or the vocalist? I can't remember. Tom Hughes. He's also in the band. Where is it? He's the vocalist. No, he's the guitarist. Anyway. And then there is drum programming. It is a drum machine, but it's done differently than what you're used to hearing on the Mortician albums. So, yeah, I mean, just really, really good. So that's some cool-ass artwork done by the guitarist. I love it. So that is essentially what this is. But the music and the themes are paying homage to old cult classic horror movies. And in the zine, it goes through that. So you open up the zine, and it's got a little hello message from Johnny Freeze over at Frozen Screams. He's like, hey, it's been a while, haven't been around in a while. Talks about the making of this, working with Iron Fortress, who the band is, where they're from, what their influences are. And then it goes through and it talks through who the members are, and it talks about some of their favorite horror movies. It also talks about how back in the day of the 80s, people in the UK were upset about these horror movies, and they were called video nasty, and it was this whole thing where they were trying to get them banned and stuff like that. So it goes into full detail about that on here, which is why that's why this called Sees the Video Nasties. So yeah, Tom goes into detail talking about Evil Dead and how it influenced him when he first saw him when he was 15 years old, and The Burning from 1981, Friday the 13th Part 2. So it just goes through and talks through all of these old cult classic horror movies. Bay of Blood. It's just a really, really nicely put together zine. and then has some honorable mentions that they talk about in here. So if you're a horror movie fan, this is a really, really cool collector's item. As I'm recording this right now, I believe they're still available on Iron Fortress's website. And like I said, they're strictly limited, so once they're sold out, they're gone. I don't know if he'll do any sort of repressings on that. Oh, actually, you know what? Well, it's sold out on Iron Fortress. So unfortunately, it's not there. But the cassette tape is still available. So, but this is just a really, really cool collector's item. And I really hope Iron Fortress and Frozen Screams continues to do stuff like this going forward. Because I will definitely now start buying these special editions. So this is just awesome. It knocked it out of the park with this. I absolutely love this so much. And so, yeah, I showed it to my wife, and even she was like, that is really, really cool. And she does not like horror movies. She does not listen to death metal. Like, this is just not her thing at all. But she appreciated the attention to detail and just the overall awesomeness of this. That went into this, and again, just so phenomenal. I've raged on about this for 11 minutes, so that's how you know I absolutely loved it. Great quality, just awesome, man. So cool. So yeah, it's gonna proudly display this on my shelf. So in that same package was also this. Now we've got a DVD version of a horror movie pressing here, and this is called Torturous Horrors Await Volume 2. Essentially, this is a Iron Fortress compilation of music, and it's, I believe these songs were strictly like written for this compilation, but yeah, it purchases the same day. Sorry, that glare is terrible. And you open it up, and I've seen these. I've ordered stuff like this in the past. Noxious Ruin did this a while back too for one of the releases. You open up, and the tape is right there, and then there's a little inner sheet here that folds out into a poster of the artwork, and then it also on the other side is Iron Fortress, and then the contents of what is on this. And it is a bunch of bands, like some of the stuff I'm going to show you here: Tenebro, Grave Ghoul, stuff I'm going to show you on here, Morbific, Reaping Death, Mortuary, Ghoul. So it's a really, really good compilation. It says all songs were written exclusively for the mixtape cassette. Tape layout by Septic Fog, which is Iron Fortress. And then artwork is done by Filth Effigy, who also did 200 Stabs Wounds, latest album artwork and stuff too. So very, very cool. And this is a very good compilation. A lot of new music on here that I've never heard. So there's a couple bands on here that I've never heard of before. So just, I like this stuff. I'm not a huge compilation fan. I don't always buy these things, but this was really cool. Again, that horror movie nostalgia that I like. So and there's the tape with the sticker. Come on, camera, focus, motherfucker. I need to get a new camera someday. There we go. So yeah, this is awesome. I don't know. Let me see if this is still available. If anything, you can go and listen to this on the Bandcamp and oh yeah, this is still available. Go buy this. And there's also a shirt that you can get too. $7.99 for this, perfect. So yeah, she saw this too, my wife, and she was like, "That is so cool." I was like, "It is." This is what made me think I should start collecting horror movie DVDs again. At least those are accessible and you can still get those. So I immediately went on to Amazon and I was like, Zombie, Fulci Zombie, 4K, because I'm going to get the best quality. And they're like $35.99. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's expensive. Maybe I won't start collecting horror movies again. Maybe I'll just try and go find. I know I have it on DVD, so maybe I'll just start trying to collect old DVDs because at least those will be a little bit cheaper. So there you go. I'm not the big like movie person here. I rarely ever talk about them on my channel. Simon from Explosive Action has an amazing movie collection. So if you're a movie buff and you really like that incorporation of metal music with movies, go subscribe to him. Perfect channel for you. So though that is 2 releases, and then on top of that, I also picked up the Blood Rage compilation. This is essentially Vault of Horror. It's an anthology of terror. This is just a comp of songs from Splits and other things that they've put out over the last year or two. Again, another Frozen Screams Imprint collaboration here. So shout out to Johnny Freeze, who I just purchased something from because I finally pulled the trigger and got it. He still had it in stock on And I was like, I can't believe he still has this. So I bought it, and then J-Card. Here you go. So links will be in the description of where you can listen to this stuff. I believe Tom also did the artwork for that. Again, great artist. I really like his style of artwork. I love horror movie artwork like this. The old school. It's so awesome looking. So this was Blood Rage, Iron Fortress releases. I got a ton of other Iron Fortress releases, but this was like the overall theme that I wanted to talk about today. I've talked about Mortuary Ghoul several times on here. I showed this off in a, not this one. I showed this off in a video, my CD collection update like last month. This is the newest release, Norman, from Dismal Fate Records. I picked this off the Iron Fortress distro a while ago. Mortuary Ghoul is one of my favorite underground death metal bands. It's one guy, but who is very much a Mortician clone, and he's like, yeah, I agree, I am. So like, I don't think that that's anything that's gonna piss anybody off by saying that. And he also, pays homage to the old horror movies. So Dismal Fate Records is out of Italy. So getting their stuff in can be relatively expensive if you buy directly from them, but luckily Iron Fortress has distroed their stuff, and Mortuary Ghoul now has a new split out with Tenebro. So I picked up this tape off of here, and this is called Della Morte, and it's based off, it's paying homage to the old horror movie Cemetery Man from back in the 90s, which I need to watch that. It's turned 30 years old, so this is like in honor of that. So Tenebro is another band out of Italy. Mortuary Girls from the US, but he's on Dismal Fate. And so this is a phenomenal split. Tenebro is another band that I love. After I got this, I then went and just bought the things I was missing for Tenebro. There was like 2 things I hadn't gotten. I found them on distros in the US, so I didn't have to pay that shipping cost. Cool printed tape here, blue, and then again, awesome album artwork. I'll say who it is in a minute. That horror movie theme. And then on this side, a poster. It's not credited on here, I don't think, but I think, is it on the Bandcamp? Let me see. I pulled the Bandcamp to see who did this artwork. It's not listed. So unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know, but it's cool. It's a really, really good split. I really like this. Again, this will be in the description for the Bandcamp to listen to. This is still available. You can get it from Dismal Fate. I'm pretty sure Iron Fortress still has it in stock. But this is floating around the distros now. Just an awesome Italian underground label. Unfortunately, just their stuff is not as easy to get. So this is a split tape, but they also have a VHS cassette tape, a special edition for this, up right now. I really, 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 really want it, but it's so expensive. Like, it would cost $70 just to ship a cassette tape in a VHS case. So I did not get it because I already own the CD. But again, now I'm seeing these things pop up, and I'm like, man, they're just such cool collector's items. So I got that. Very awesome. Definitely check it out. And then the final horror movie themed release that I got is also another Dismal Fate Records release, and that is Grave Ghoul with the House of Dead Flesh, another band that I am a huge fan of right now. I didn't know who they were until somebody sent me something with them, and I don't remember what it was. It was a promo. I'm pretty sure it was through Iron Fortress, so where I knew who they were. But anyway, this is an EP. It is very good. I picked up. There's also a split that they did. I'm blanking right now. Let me pull it up. I completely forgot what it was, and I ordered it yesterday after I saw it. I ordered it on Bandcamp. Was it Living Burial Ground? It was one of their first EP. Actually, no, I think Rotted Life had it on their distro. So I picked that up. So I went and I found there are 2 other EPs, but this is Ghouls from the House of Dead Flesh. This is an EP that came out this year. It is very good. There's also a comp that they have out this year called Living Dead Flesh, and I believe that has like some of their earlier stuff that they'd put out last year. But yeah, this is also awesome. This is a one-man death metal band, Ryan, who is also in Blood Rage. So there's a connection there through this video. So this is his other band, and this is really good. Again, more straightforward, horror-soaked death metal done right. So good. So yeah, there we go. Tape, awesome. This like awesome like fluorescent yellow tape. Love it. And then J card. And there you go. So yeah, that's the stuff that I wanted to show you guys today. All cool releases. Just yeah, horror movies, death metal. Like I said, they go together like cock and balls. Come on. So it just makes sense. So cool releases, and I like that these new underground bands are doing it and continuing on with that. So check out Mortuary Ghoul, who I've talked about several times on here. Check out Iron Fortress. This is a really cool compilation. It's still available. Definitely check it out. No, the VHS version is not available, but the cassette tape is still there. So check out Blood Rage. There's other releases that they have out that you should check out. And then Dismal Fate. Awesome underground label from Italy. This split is phenomenal. Tenebro is such an awesome underground death metal band as well, who are from Italy. And then Mortuary Ghoul. Grave Ghoul is awesome. Awesome underground death metal. Love it. I all day, all week I've been listening to this stuff and just going and hunting for other things. So yeah, thanks Mortician. Thank you for creating, for influencing these bands. That's all I have. Happy Friday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm drinking coffee out of my Devourment mug. Look at these fucking corporate posers making a mug. Corpse Crystal put these out like 4 or 5 years ago, and I still use it. So cheers. Have a great weekend. I will see you in the next one.